a lot of you have requested that I do a vlog about Spooky Empire. For those of you who don't know what Spooky Empire is, it is a horror con slash Comic Con. A slew of X-Files casts were there this year. I don't know really why everybody wants a vlog about this, other than maybe like people who couldn't go, who want to hear what it was like, or people who went and had feelings about it. I expected to get it to you guys a lot sooner, but immediately after coming back I was sick. Am still sick, but overall I've been trying to get you guys more regular vlogs, but it's just like, I don't know, it's fucking hard when you have a life, man, let me tell you. Not to say that all those other YouTubers who are great about updating their vlog don't have a life, but like, I am time challenged. But in the future I hope to get you guys more regular X-Files vlogs, because I know that's what you're here for, and we're coming up to like my favorite episodes ever, so I'm just like, I'm stoked and I'm excited and I want to get them out. It's just been challenging. So Spooky Empire, let's start with the good things. The good things about Spooky Empire and Comic-Cons in general is getting to meet all of your friends. There is no better feeling in the world than getting to be with your people. These are my people. I was in therapy and I was trying to explain to my therapist why getting to hang out with my friends at like cons or in general who are in the fandom is like so rewarding, and it's really difficult to describe. The only way I know how to describe it, it's like depending on any given day, the shoes that Gillian wears to like some event is very important to me, but like if I turn to the person next to me at work, obviously it's not important to them. But when I meet up with my fandom friends, they know exactly which pair of shoes I'm talking about. They know exactly why. We're like all freaking out about it. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but it just like is the way it is. Most of the friends I hung out with at Spooky Empire I'd met before. Some I'd even met at previous Comic-Cons. Most of them I'd met at like other Gillian related events, like during her Wii book tour. There were also tons of you guys who like watched the vlog that came up and introduced yourself to me. You were all so sweet and so kind. Thank you. I suffer from serious anxiety and panic issues, so I was actually really nervous about that, just because like with those disorders, going to a Comic-Con, especially one where Gillian will be there, is just like the worst thing in the world I could possibly do. It is so overwhelming. I am so stressed.
How's everybody back there? Very not good. Not great. I'm great. It's pretty bad. Not feeling good at all.
It's gonna be okay.
It's not though. It's really not.
Candace, be strong.
Not strong.
A week-long panic attack leading up to it. There's a lot of self-medicating involved. So on top of that, I was kind of nervous about any new people I might meet that like want to come up and chat with me. You know, just knowing myself and knowing how overwhelmed I can feel, I was a little afraid that, you know, I was going to feel pressure or stretched or something like that. And actually it was almost the opposite. You guys were such a great distraction from the stress of the Comic-Con. Getting to take myself out of it for a few minutes and just talk to you guys was honestly like such a gift. So thank you for those of you who came up, and like thank you so much for even watching week to week. Like that's just a gift in and of itself. So anyway, thank you. Love you guys, the best. All right, now let's talk about the con itself. The con itself was a fucking nightmare, and that is putting it lightly. I have never seen such disorganized chaos in my life. I go to several cons a year for work usually, but I have never seen anything like this. The venue itself was just not big enough. I have a feeling that Spooky Empire had no idea what they were doing when they brought in the entire cast of the X-Files. The lines were insane, and they had nowhere to put the lines. It did kind of end up working out for us, my group anyway. We weren't having it. We were like, put us where we need to be. This is absurd. So we did end up getting to be like first in line for Gillian autographs, first in line for Gillian photo ops. We ended up like, you know, front row at the panel, and that was all well and good. That's sort of the purpose of buying a VIP ticket, but there were a lot of other VIP people who didn't get that, and for you guys, like, I'm sorry, and I feel like my group just got really lucky.
Bitch, oh bitch, oh bitch. Not well. She's gonna be right there. Are you well? Not well. Not well.
I don't even have words for it. The stress of even getting us to that point was almost not worth it. Another really shitty thing about this con was that there was overall just a really intense lack of time with talent. I'm going to be speaking mostly on behalf of like people who were there to see Gillian, because that's who I was there to see. There was a large consensus that people were really disappointed. She didn't really have time to make personalizations on autographs. She didn't really have time to talk to anybody. When she did have time to talk to anybody, there were bodyguards literally like pulling people out of line to like keep the lines moving. To a degree, this is sort of expected at Comic-Cons, and I always try to tell people who go into a Comic-Con with all of these grand expectations of getting to chat with Gillian forever and have a great nice conversation and really connect with her, that that's just like not guaranteed. You can't go into a Comic-Con expecting anything other than what you paid for, which is to see the panel, to get a photo op or an autograph, and like anything else is like bonus. And that's really the way you have to look at it. For instance, I came into this prepared to say like, you know, a couple words to Gillian, you know, like a very quick thing, and I didn't even have time to say that. I literally said like, thank you for being here today, like, you know, thanks for coming. And she was like, thanks for having me, and that was it. I know that people were really upset that she wasn't accepting gifts. I know that people were upset that they weren't allowing lots of people in the photo ops or doing poses. For me, I had come in prepared to do like a very simple pose with her where we just like crossed our arms, and I approached her in the photo op, asked if we could. She very kindly said no, and we took the picture, and that was it, you know. And she wasn't mean about it or bitchy about it. She was actually like weirdly soothing about it. Like her voice, oh my god, you guys, I just like and like, okay, first of all, at the last con I went to, which was like for Gillian related things, was I think 2016. There, my photo op was like, interaction with her was nothing, but I did get to talk to her while we were doing autographs. This con was a bit like the opposite. During an autograph session, it was so fast, very little time to connect at all. Whereas during the photo ops, she made sure to like make eye contact, and her face was like so close to mine. Like, you guys don't even understand. Like, I wasn't expecting it. I said thank you, and I feel like I like breathed on her mouth. Like, that's how close our faces were, and her eyes were just so there, and they were so blue, and she was just so kind, and her like energy and presence was just so there that just I was like physically shaking afterwards. And she barely did anything. Like, she basically just like put her arm around me and was like, you know, sorry, we're not doing poses. I was like, that's fine. Like, we took the picture. I said thank you. She said thank you. Like, that was it. But like, it was just, I sound psychotic. But you guys who were there, you know, you get it. Like, there's just something about when a person makes a connection with you, however small it is, when that's a person that you like look up to so much, it just means the world. And the fact that like the photo ops ran over, first of all, like fucking hours. We were supposed to start Gillian's solo photo ops at like noon, and I think we started at like 12:45. She must have taken like thousands of photos that day, met like just hundreds and hundreds of people. And the fact that like, you know, after signing and after all those pictures, she still like was making an active effort to like connect with everybody, I just thought was like really special, really great. I've heard from some other people that maybe she didn't do that with everybody, but with the small group of people I was with, we all said the same thing. We like got out of there and we're just like yeah. Now, after Gillian spent all that time on her feet, she's like in fucking heels. She's going from here to here to here, back to there, back to here. It's like for hours straight. So I don't even know how she had enough energy to be like chill during the panel, but she was like in such a good mood. I've said this time and again, David and Gillian can both be iffy with panels, iffy with interviews. A lot of celebrities, it just depends on their mood. It depends on how the day has gone, and this day had gone so fucking insane that I'm shocked that either one of them were in good spirits. Like, Gillian was laughing, she was cracking jokes, she was answering all the questions that she could. Like, sometimes she can get really quiet during panels, avoid answering questions.
Do you know about this?
Mexican food.
Did you know about Chili's? You don't remember? You don't remember?
What's the story of Chili's?
Does the word pink ring any fuzzy and pink? We had sex in a Chili's booth. Mulder and Scully. That is so.
What authority do you know this?
I read it.
She says she's read it. I don't know if I believe her, but like she seemed to know a few details, so I was like, maybe. Another unfortunate truth about Comic-Cons is going to sort of be encountering people that you don't like. The nature of all fandoms can be super toxic sometimes. There's gonna be people you don't agree with. There's gonna be people that you don't like their attitude. There's gonna be people whose sense of humor does not click with yours. And sometimes when you attend a fandom event, those people will be there. And so that is just a challenge of going to events like this, is seeing people that you've had open falling outs with. And the great thing about it is you don't have to engage with anybody that you don't want to. In my experience, most people on the internet like to mouth off on Twitter or on Tumblr, and in person ain't gonna say shit. It's just sort of like an unfortunate byproduct of talking to other fans. If you do have people who don't like you, things will get back to you, and that certainly happened this time with me. Try really hard not to let it bother me. I mean, of course it fucking sucks. It's human nature that you're not going to agree with everyone, but you should respect everyone. I've never really addressed the panel that I did with David, but because there was so much fucking madness that happened in the aftermath that I was not a part of and tried not to engage with, and I'm pretty sure this might even be the first time I'm ever even addressing any of that. But yeah, like I know that there's people out there who don't like me, and that's fine. We can all be adults about the situation. This is getting so anyway, the point of all that is just be prepared that, like, you know, if you've had falling outs with people in the fandom, take a chill pill, collect yourself, it's all gonna be okay. With that said, what outweighs those few shitty people by 1,000 is like all of the amazing people. The group of people that I was with during this con, I like almost get emotional about how much I love these women. Like they are just some of the best women in the whole fucking world. Like one of my friends, Jules, spoke on a Scully Effect panel. She was awesome. Like getting to support her at the con while she did that was awesome. Getting to see my friends that live like all over the East Coast, and we can all just like congregate and be together and like read fan fiction out loud, watch Gillian interviews, laugh our asses off to an insane degree is just the most fun I've ever had in my life. Without fandom, I like wouldn't have these people in my life, and that's just the biggest blessing. A lot of people also ask me advice for finding a core group of people like that. Relationships grow over time. When I attended my first con, I made my friend come with me because I was too afraid to go alone and didn't know anybody. And by the time I left, I'd made like tons of friends. Just being open, talking to people, taking the opportunity to meet up with other fans safely. Don't get yourself wrapped up in drama and shit. Like I used to do that, and that shit does not pan out. Be yourself, and the right people will come along and make it all so worth it. But yeah, that was Spooky Empire. It was a mix of great and bad, but mostly great. 10 out of 10, would do again. Would never go back to Spooky Empire specifically again. Sorry. Would always attend another Gillian event. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Go check out my other videos, subscribe. I'll be back next week with a new X-Files video. Getting into Jealous Scully.